I have Shanti Dodd. She completed her practical nursing diploma in June of 2022 here at ECPI University. Thank you so much for joining me, Shanti.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the questions, learn more about your experiences at ECPI, and talk about your career now.
Okay.
So starting with your career, you are a practical nurse now. Where are you working?
I am currently working at Mana Post Acute in Pickens, South Carolina.
Great. So you attended our Greenville campus?
I did.
Awesome. And in your job as a practical nurse, what are some of the daily tasks that you have with patients?
Vital assessments, medication administration, giving the meds, discontinuing doctor's orders, putting in new doctor's orders, ADL assistance if needed, like helping with brushing hair, putting on clothes, changing them, that sort of thing.
Yeah. What's like the environment like at your place of work? Like what kind of patients are you dealing with, like ages or conditions or anything like that?
Ages is broad spectrum. The mass majority are elder seniors up in the 80s, 70s, 90s. But we deal with a lot of stroke patients, patients who have had heart attacks, patients who have amputations, patients who basically have lost their will to thrive. So just because of aging, they're declining.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about what you do?
Well, my favorite part is I get to take a moment to breathe and I get to just joke around and have fun and make my patients laugh. A lot of our patients, and especially in nursing homes, um, they may not feel like they have a lot of family coming to visit them, or they may feel just isolated in their room all the time. So it makes them feel good when we interact with them and we can be silly and be ourselves. It puts a smile on their face. And then the reward also too is it makes me happy, especially for someone who seems to be pretty sad all the time. So it's a good
Yeah.
feeling to do that.
Oh, that's such a good answer to that question. I haven't heard that before, but that's really awesome that you find such fulfillment by being a light in someone's life who they might be in full darkness right now.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. Thank you. How long have you been working there?
It will be 2 years this August.
Great. And let's talk about in your job, you explained the roles that you have. Um, what classes did you take at ECPI that you feel you use the most in your job or that have helped you the most?
Really all of it, because we're dealing with the whole body,
Yeah.
in other words. But for me specifically, the one that I mostly gravitate to would be the mental health. Excuse me. The mass majority of our patients are going to be those long-term care. So most of them aren't going to be able to get outside of their room. And that can be very depressing, very hard. Especially when they're having to adapt to a new way of life, meaning they're not able to get up and walk like they used to. They're not able to go to the bathroom like they're used to. So they can become easily depressed. So for me, the mental health, taking that class has helped me to be able to communicate with my patients, get their understanding of how they feel their life quality is, because we never know unless we ask, and if we don't ask, we don't know how to properly treat our patients.
Yeah, that's also a great answer. So beneficial to have that class on mental health and being a nurse, you probably use
Yeah,
that every day. Um,
and it's very easy to forget that the mental capacity of all of our patients, or in general, just people in general, you know, that's a very big part of us.
Yeah.
We're treating the arm, the leg, the symptoms of infection, but it's very easy to forget that what is our mental state in? What is their mental state in?
Yeah.
That's very easy to forget.
Yeah, that's so true. You talk about nursing with such passion and what you do with such passion. Let's go back to before you enrolled to get your LPN.
Mhm.
Why did you choose nursing as a career?
Um, I love being in people's lives. I enjoy the interaction with people. But I also enjoy, for me, it's more or less like therapeutic. It helps me to feel that I've paid it forward, so to speak. I'm helping someone else with a situation that not everybody may be able to help, or I may have the answer to help solve a problem, you know. So that's, you know, the mass majority of the reason why I chose nursing is that I'm there and I'm the middleman, so to speak. If family's not around, they may see me as family, you know. So I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be involved with you, interact with you, because that's important.
Yeah. What were you doing before you enrolled to get your nursing degree? What were you doing for your
I
job?
was a med tech. I was a med tech for 4 years, and I worked for the Greenville County Disability Board for special needs.
Okay, so it's kind of along the same route. You want to help
Mhm.
people. You just wanted to take it a step further.
Right.
So I'm sure you did some research on schools.
Mhm.
Why did you ultimately choose ECPI as your school for nursing?
Well, at the time, my sons were a little younger, much younger. They're adults now, but I just didn't have that time to be
Yeah,
constantly in with the prerequisites, you know. So what drew me to ECPI was that I didn't have to have any prior courses to get in, and the smaller class sizes. I have been a part of universities where the class size is so big and you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you can't talk to your instructor, or um, get that time from your instructor the way you need. And that's another reason what drew me to ECPI is because I like that. The class sizes are smaller, and you're easily accessible and they're easily accessible for whenever you need it.
yeah, that's awesome. Um, can you talk about the process of finding a job after you completed your diploma? Um, What was it like trying to find a job? Was it pretty easy? Like, were you graduating at a time where they needed a ton of nurses, or can you explain that journey?
Um, it was fairly easy for me. Everyone is different, but it was fairly easy for me. Number one, never leave a job before you have another one. That's number one. But um, I utilized the student success coordinator at ECPI, and he helped me, helped the students with formulating a resume, or if you already had a resume, brushing it up, and making it more appealing for your job search. But for me, what I did was, once that was completed, I did go on online job search sites, posted my resume up on like an Indeed or something like that, and then I would get feedback in.
Yeah, great. What about when you were interviewing for a job? Do you have any interview tips on how you got the job?
Um, just feel confident that you're going into your career, and you're embracing a world that can be challenging, but there is reward with it. So just be confident when you're having that career interview that you're walking into a really amazing career.
Yeah. Um, let's talk about the licensure exam that you have to take after you finish your degree. Can you give any tips on taking that?
Before you walk into the facility, do a woosah, breathe in deep, get your nerves together because it's very anxious. Anxiety will be there. But once you go in, just try to keep the negative thoughts out of your mind. Don't start setting yourself up thinking you're going to fail. Just go in there. I got this. Reassure yourself and be ready for it. Be ready to take the test.
Yeah, it's great advice. What would be your more like overall advice for a practical nursing student enrolled at ECPI right now?
The road is challenging. For anything in life that we want, there's a challenge. But nursing school is definitely challenging, especially when you have young kids, full-time job. It's very hard and difficult to fit a lot in with the schedule along with nursing school. But never give up, stay focused, keep your goal in mind. And we at ECPI, there are tons of resources, your teachers. They also have a line, an anonymous line that you can call if you need someone to talk to if you're having a down moment, in other words. So never give up. All of the instructors, DON administrators, they're all here to help. They're all here for us to succeed, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's great. You are currently enrolled in the LPN to RN Bridge program.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to continue your education and get your RN?
Well, my sons are adults now,
Yeah.
so a little less stress. But I love learning, and everything about nursing, any and everything that I can possibly learn in the medical field, I want to learn about. Um, so that's pretty much the reason why I came back. And to that, I'm familiar with the staff. I'm familiar with how the facility and the program operates. And I feel that if I were to go to another location or another school, I'm not going to have that closeness that I feel at ECPI.
Thank you so much, Shanti. I really appreciate your time this
And
evening.
you're quite welcome.
Yeah.